What's up everybody, Tony here with iTech Check, and today we're going to be taking a look at an electronic N95 mask that you've never seen before. Now with everything that's been going on, everybody's pretty much wearing masks wherever they go, especially if you have to travel by plane. I took a flight last month that was about 4 hours long, and it's probably the most uncomfortable flight I've ever taken because I had to wear that mask the whole entire time. And if you've ever worn your mask for any extended amount of time, you know you get really hot. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to talk because, for me at least, the mask is like moving on my face and moving down. You constantly have to pull it up, and it gets in your mouth, and it's kind of annoying. So this company reached out to me. I thought this was pretty cool, and it's something I really wanted to bring to your guys' attention. Now you can get this online. I will be putting a link in the description in case you guys want to pick this up yourself. And I will also be putting a $30 off coupon code in there as well. I'm not going to make any money off of this. Again, this is just something that I wanted to bring to your guys' attention. Again, this is an N95 rated mask, so it's going to filter out any of those viruses. It filters out pretty much anything that's 0.3 microns or bigger, and that's dust, bacteria, viruses, things like that. It has filters that you can replace inside the mask. It comes with 30 filters right off the start, and then you can purchase more off their website. It also comes with an outer cover that you can wash if you really need to. Now it has a 3 to 8 hour working time, and I say that because it has 3 different power settings for the little fan that's inside here. Lowest is probably going to give you, about the 8 hours, and the highest setting is probably going to give you 3. And this is also FDA approved. Okay, so here we have our mask here. We have a micro USB charging cable to charge up the unit. Here we have our outer mask covering. And then we have some filters. Again, this is just a review unit, so I'm only going to get 2 filters, but the one that you're going to purchase offline, you're going to get 30. Okay, so here is your outer covering. It kind of feels like a basketball short material. It doesn't feel cheap, and it looks like it's pretty well made. And then you have these straps here that are adjustable. One goes towards the back of your neck, and then the other one kind of goes up by your ears to make sure that it's held in place. So here we have the mask itself. At the bottom here, we have a little fan that brings in fresh air. And if you're worried about CO2 buildup or carbon dioxide buildup, it has a little vent that allows that to escape as well as heat. It's got a nice soft silicone seal around the edge here. And then on the bottom, here's your little charging port, and then your power button over here. So when you're charging, it's going to be red if it needs to be charged, and when it's done charging, it will light up green. Again, like I said, there are 3 different power settings, and you change them by just pushing in this button once. And if you want to power it off and on, you just kind of press it and hold it, and it'll turn it on. So this is the lowest setting. And we'll press that again. Raises it up a little more. And that's the highest setting. You can definitely feel the air coming out of the fan here. Okay, so here we have one of our filters. This filter has a very smooth side, and then it has a kind of textured fabric side. That's the side that you want to be facing outward. So here we'll just put this in the little slot here, and we'll kind of work it down. Okay, so what I'm going to try first is adjusting these straps in the back just a little bit. I'll put that over my head first, then I'll put the mask inside the cover here, and then put the rest over my head and see how well that works. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear me well or not, but I have the mask on my face here. It's a little hard to breathe when the fan isn't on, so we'll go ahead and turn the fan on. Okay, so that's on its lowest setting. I don't feel much air coming in just on the lowest setting, so we'll put it on the next one. Okay, so that's on its second setting. still a little uncomfortable to breathe, but I'll go ahead and put it on the last setting. So I feel the air just a little bit. I don't feel the air a lot, even if it's on its highest setting. And it still feels like I have to take a lot of deep breaths because it's hard. It seems harder to breathe. And I don't think they make sizes. I think it's kind of one size fits all. So my nose is hitting the inside of the plastic, which is not very comfortable. And it's like really small around my mouth. So again, I mean, it's not any more comfortable than a regular mask. It kind of feels a little more cumbersome because it's hard to breathe. Okay, so what I'm going to try now is I'm going to take out the little filter here, just because I think with the little filter and with this over it, it's kind of like too much filtration. I couldn't feel pretty much any air getting to my face, and it was hard to breathe. So I'm going to try to take out this little filter, and then we're going to see if there's any change with it bringing in any more air, because the majority of the people that walk around right now, they're not wearing N95 masks. They're just wearing something basically like this to cover their mouth. So I'm going to see if that makes any difference. So I have the filter taken out right now. It is a little easier to breathe, so now I'm going to turn the fan on. So it's on its lowest setting, and I really don't feel any air movement. So I'll turn it up. I really don't feel that much more air now on the medium setting, so I'll turn it up again. So here it is on its last setting. So I do feel the air more now on its highest setting. It is definitely a lot easier to breathe, especially with this filter gone. Again, the size is not really made for my mouth. It's a little too small, and my nose is pressed up against that plastic piece, so it doesn't feel good because it's like grated. I can definitely feel the air, more air, especially when you breathe in and you kind of break the seal around your face. But I don't know that it makes it any cooler. It kind of feels humid still because your breath is, hot. Yeah, it feels like humid air, and it's really uncomfortable because, like I said, my nose is pressed up against that grated part. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have the mask just basically like this. I'm going to press it up against my face without any outer coverings, and we'll turn the air on to see how well that works. There is a little bit of condensation built up in the inside here. I don't know that you guys can see that, but there's a little condensation. So we'll go ahead and turn it on to the lowest setting here. So now it's really easy to breathe. I can definitely feel the breeze inside. Turn on medium. Now I can really feel the air. A lot easier to breathe. It's a lot cooler. We'll turn it up to its highest. So I can definitely really feel the air now, especially when you're breathing in and it's kind of blowing up, over my eyes and everything. So it'll probably definitely keep you a little cooler. But obviously we can't keep it like this because then you'd be walking around holding the mask. I really have to say I like the way that this mask works just like this. If you could just put this over your mouth and kind of secure it to your face as is with maybe a really thin cover, it would probably be really good. It's just that when the airflow is restricted into it, a lot of air doesn't get to your face because there's no place for the air to actually get sucked in from. So here I'm going to try it with just the little filter inside, and I'm just going to press this against my face just for curiosity reasons. I want to see how well the air gets pushed into my face with just the filter inside. So here we are on the lowest setting. That filter really does make it hard to breathe. And it still doesn't allow a lot of air in on the lowest setting. So we'll turn it up. So here it is on its highest setting. I can definitely feel the air being forced in, especially when I'm talking. I can kind of feel it come up on my eyes. It's still a little hard to breathe, but on the highest setting, you can definitely feel the air coming in more. Now, maybe if you want to modify this and use, your own face mask over this, that might work too as well, but it's not going to be N95 anymore. So right now I do have that little filter in, and it's just covered by this normal face mask, and it is holding on my face. It's still a little hard to breathe because it is being covered by those double filters, but I can definitely feel the air. So it's definitely better than just wearing a normal mask because I do feel the airflow a lot more. So this is an option, I guess, if you really want to use it. Not really with this, but kind of improvise with your own face mask. It's really not being pressed against my face that hard. I can still feel my nose being pressed up against that plastic piece, but I can definitely feel the air, and it's definitely making more of a difference than it would be if I just wore, the regular mask, because I do feel that air, especially when I exhale, coming up out of the mask and going over, my face. But it is holding perfectly fine with this one strap. You probably wouldn't want to do a lot of jostling around, but just normal walking or anything like that would probably, work well for you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the little filter here, and we'll see how well that works. Okay, so again, keep in mind this is improvised, and they don't suggest that you do it. It's just something I'm doing for my own testing purposes. So definitely a lot easier to breathe now without this little filter inside. On the highest setting, I can definitely feel the air blowing on my mouth and on my face. It feels way better this way. Again, this is not N95 anymore. It's just a regular face mask with this piece blowing air on your face. So this does feel way better the way that it is now, but again, it's not any N95 rated anymore. So take it for what it's worth. It's just kind of improvised with some face masks that you already have. Definitely a lot easier to breathe again, and you can definitely feel the air rushing around your mouth and then over your face. So here I have it on the lowest setting. It is easy to breathe still. I don't really feel a lot of air rushing on my face. So you probably wouldn't want it on the lowest setting. So we'll put it up to the medium setting. So on the medium setting, I do definitely feel the air on my mouth now and on my face. And when you exhale, you can feel it blow up on your, up in your face. So I'd say medium to high setting like this with your own mask would probably work pretty well. And when I was telling you that my nose was pushing up against the little grating here, that's what my nose was pressing up against. So in my experience with this, if you were to wear it the way that it's meant to be worn with the filter inside covered by the heavier material, it's definitely too hard to breathe. Coupled with the fact that my nose is pressed up against this in plastic inside makes it really uncomfortable. The silicone does actually make it feel better on your face because it's nice and soft, but they would have to make maybe a bigger nose piece and a deeper setting for it to be more comfortable for me. Now if you have a more shallow nose, maybe a smaller face, then this might fit you just perfectly, but you won't know until you actually try it. For me, on a day-to-day basis, to use this, I would have to remove this filter and put on a lot thinner face mask for more air to be pushed in and to be actually cooler on your face. So again, I will be putting a link in the description in case you guys want to pick this up yourself. And I will also be putting a $30 off coupon code with that, so you can save a little bit of money. So that's pretty much it for the Photofast Refresh N95 electronic face mask. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell to let you guys know when I put out new videos. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.